401A plan will bear interest at a stated rate of 3%. I think that really covers it, and that 3% will be a per annum compound rate. On eligibility service, the participants receive a 1/12 of the year of eligibility service for each month that they serve as a full-time police officer. So after 12 months, they will have a year of eligibility service. The benefit is based on average compensation, and we used average compensation over the 36 consecutive months of pay that produce the highest average. So you'll take the highest 36 months in a police officer's career, and the benefit will be based on the average of that high 36.
Base compensation.
Base compensation, correct. So yeah, overtime's not included. Normal retirement. For most officers, normal retirement will be when they've completed 25 years of eligibility service. And eligibility service means time working for the town as a police officer, not as a probationary police officer and not as chief of police. Some officers would reach that 25 years only after a time where they are significantly older than age 60. For example, if somebody is hired at age 50, you don't really want them working till they're age 75 so that they can qualify for this benefit. So there's another provision that's put in that somebody would receive retirement after 10 years or more of eligibility service if they're age 60. They would, of course, get a lower benefit. They would get a benefit based on their service. So the retirement benefit for officers who have 25 years of service, which will be 90% of the officers, will be equal to 50% of their average compensation as we defined it above. So that highest 36 months used as an average. The officers who retire at age 60 will receive 2% for each year of service they have, and that will be multiplied by their average compensation. The plan does not provide for cost of living adjustments to retirees. So once the benefit is set, based on 50% of the police officer's final average compensation, final average salary, that's the benefit that they receive for their lifetime. There's no adjustments. There's also no early retirement benefit. So if somebody doesn't make the 25 years of service or 10 years at age 60, there's no lower benefit for them. The only benefit would be they would get back their own contributions to the plan, the money that was transferred from the 401A plan, plus the 3% interest that's been accumulating. That would be the benefit. So this very much encourages the police officers to stay with the town for their careers. And sort of the flip side of that is this item number 13, vesting. Sworn police officers would be always vested in their own contributions, their 8% contributions, and the money that's transferred from the money purchased from the 401A plan would also be 100% vested. But any other benefit, the balance only vests when the police officer is eligible for normal retirement. The termination benefit, I really talked about that before. If somebody terminates before they reach normal retirement date for any reason, they get their own money back plus the 3% interest that's been accumulating. The plan does not provide for disability benefits, death benefits. The only death benefit provided in the plan is the return of the employee's own monies with the 3% interest. Now, when a police officer retires, they have three options as to how they want to receive their benefits. One is a single life annuity, so they would get a monthly benefit for their lifetime until their death. The second is that they could say, well, I'd like to have something for my spouse as well. So the actuaries will come up with a number. There would be a reduced benefit, and they could provide a joint and survivor annuity to their spouse, either 100% or 50% of their benefit after their lifetime. And the third benefit is a single life annuity with a lump sum benefit equal to the unpaid balance of their contributions. So that's elected. Frankly, most officers and most folks go for that. The idea is if you only collect 3 months of retirement benefits and then you die at that point, you're saying, well, I paid a lot more into this plan than I or my family ever got. So this benefit is to say, well, if because you die prematurely, you don't get all of your contributions benefit back, the balance would be paid in a lump sum to your beneficiary. And these are all set up by the actuaries, so they are actuarially the same cost. It doesn't cost the town more if one benefit is provided rather than the other. There's no service transfers into this plan. If somebody is a police officer in another town and has accumulated a benefit there, there's no service that's being transferred. They're not going to get a benefit for that service. There's also no credit toward retirement for unused sick leave. They need 25 years of actual time with the town. And the only credit they'll get for leave of absence is that's what's required by federal law. And the Uniform Services Employment and Reemployment Rights Act requires that if somebody's called out on military service and meets those specifications, comes back to work, then you have to give them credit for that time. But this plan says it's only what's required.
In your spill, which one of those options you say is the most popular?
The most popular is the single life annuity with the lump sum benefit payable to the balance of the contributions.
So basically, if you have a monthly stipend, that stipend is dedicated to that officer. The wife would not get it on the beneficiary.
That's typically what officers elect. And
they do elect that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they have the choice to elect the others, but when you look at the statistics, 70% will elect this particular option. And the trustees, and this is important, the trustees of the plan are the town administrator, the town's finance director, and a representative selected by the FOP Lodge 124. So the mayor and the commissioners are delegating most of the authority for the operation of the plan to that committee. You always have the right to come back and take back that delegation to say, well, let's take a look, let's expand that committee, let's change that committee. But that's a pretty standard delegation. There's a lot of details to this. So that's a nutshell of the 3 pages that, as I say, takes 42 pages when you put all the required language in and try to work it in such a way that you answer as many questions as you can clearly.
My last final question, I'm glad you explained this. Any pension plan, you have your pros and cons. Is there any gray area in this defined pension plan if I was a police officer?
I don't think there's any gray area. If you're, obviously the police officers would like more. I mean, if it were my pension, I'd say, well, I'd like some more benefits. I'd like a cost of living adjustment. I'd like other things. All of those things cost money, and